Now we are going to see fighters who decided to put their hands down because they wanted to intimidate their opponents by taking their best punches, and they did it successfully. These idiots were able to survive massive punches without defending themselves at all, and that doesn't happen much, as we saw in the previous video. Let's begin, but first give this video a like, it makes a big difference. Butterbean was, well, a heavy boxer, and that's why they called him the king of the 4 rounds, because he couldn't take any more. Well, in this fight that he dropped his hands like a champ and took the punches like they were soft love touches. Honestly, to me, it seems that this guy dropped his hands because of how tired he was. But then he received a couple of shots and they didn't hurt, so he used that as a strategy. And he just let the other guy hit him while asking for more. They gave him the 1-2 4 times, getting stronger and better each time, and still they didn't hurt him at all. Butterbean had a crazy chin. Here we have Ronnie Beltano putting his hands down against Kosei Tanaka as they fought in Japan. Hey, Beltano probably thought, they're hitting me even though I have my hands up. Well, let me just drop them so I can see what's coming. He didn't really feel the first couple of shots, but when Tanaka threw the last 2, those almost knocked him out, so he wakes up and starts throwing back. In the end, Beltano was knocked down with body shots since they didn't do a lot to his face, and then he lost because of the massive amounts of punishment. Rodtang is a legendary fighter in Muay Thai and having a record of 320 fights and winning 268 of them.
This is exhibition stuff from the Thai athlete. Leg kicks, left hand.
He is a monster and his chin is blessed by God, since on many occasions he lowers his hands and lets the other guy hit him.
Rodtang is because you watch this and his head is rotating. Rodtang's Thai is the one that just keeps coming forward.
It seems that this guy gets more excited the more he takes hits. He took the clean hit with his guard up, so he drops his hands to prove that he can take even more. He also almost doesn't move his head to take the force out of the punch. He bites down on the mouthpiece and holds on using his neck muscles and Goku's chin. Well, we have to include some comedy, and there is nothing better than this video. Hey, what do you guys think that this guy is thinking while he throws everything at his opponent and he doesn't feel a thing? Does he feel a little bit useless, or does he think that he's winning? If you pay attention, he does actually manage to buckle his knees a couple of times, but in the end, the guy just kept on standing there like a statue. The attacker also crouches lower and lower until he is knocked down with a single shot. The fight between gatheje and Michael Chandler was spectacular, with both fighters giving everything they had, becoming completely exhausted, and this is when Chandler could no longer get his hands up.
Oh my goodness, jab by gatheje.
That was a jab that knocked Chandler off balance, and he asked for more. Chandler tries to react, but it didn't have much effect on gatheje, who keeps throwing at Chandler, who just doesn't raise his hands.
Chandler with the edge unofficially in round 3. Oh!
In the end, gatheje won the fight by a decision. Heavyweight fighters can't really put their hands down and take the punches because they are way too powerful and they will get knocked out easily.
Well, the inside leg kick is there for Biggie Boy. Oh! Oh!
But this one actually tries it. But of course, he tries to hide the chin a bit so that he's not completely vulnerable, but he still takes the punches from the opponent, who seems to be on steroids with all those pimples on his back. Of course, these are amateur fights, so I don't think they put their hands down on purpose. Rather, they don't really know how to box. Artem Lobov was fighting the BKFC against Jason Knight in a very exciting fight that was named Fight of the Year. They were so tired that here Lobov ate 8 shots without raising his hands at all.
And it was like this for all 5 rounds. Great fight, fight of the year in any comeback sport.
He tried to return punishment, but he was out of range as Knight landed shots without missing. The fight was very bloody, and in the end, it was won by Lobov. In 2013, the boxing fight of the year was the incredible fight between Timothy Bradley and Ruslan Provodnikov. Bradley is a boxer, but in this one, he went all out on Provodnikov and forgot about his defense altogether.
You don't need to be trained like this.
Look at this.
Bradley and Provodnikov didn't necessarily lower their hands, but it's the same since they started throwing non-stop. The two unleashed everything they had, and Bradley did it more out of survival as he was a bit hurt at the end of this round.
A right hand by Provodnikov.
The fight was very close, and in the end, Bradley took home the victory. Robbie Lawler is a fighter who likes to exchange punishment a little bit too much, and here he even smiles when he drops his hands. He did move his head a little bit, but not very enthusiastically. Then later he smiles, and it seems that he yells, like showing that he enjoyed getting hit. The fight was against Johnny Hendricks, and well, they threw everything they had at each other, hitting each other all night, fighting toe to toe. In the end, Hendricks took the victory by decision, although both had the opportunity to win by knockout. And we end with another amateur boxer who lowered his hands because he saw that his opponent didn't even know how to throw.
They are just swinging. Oh, he's taking the punches. He just asked him to punch him in the face right there.
Those blows seem to be just pushing his head. They don't have that sass, that thunder to knock him out. It's like they were at a sleepover hitting each other with pillows. And what's even sadder, it seems that guy is throwing with all his might. Doing this is a huge risk because you may end up as another knocked out guy that everyone makes fun of, or you'll look like a superhero who can take a punch.
Esa es mi chica.
Thanks for watching this video. We'll see you next time.